These engines here, we're using oil field. This is a 25 and a 35 Superiors. They were using oil fields in this area. Got that out of a junkyard. And this one here came from a place up in Tulsa. They were used to pull rod lines. They were used real popular in about 1920s to the war, before they got pump jacks on all their units. These would run several wells at one time with the rod line.
And rod line, big bull wheel, in ground.
Someday we hope to have that set up. I've got the stuff to do that with.
Oh, that'd be
wonderful. Set up one here.
Now, are these like hit and miss?
No, these are throttle governed. It's what they call side shaft throttle governed. Natural gas. They run on propane, natural gas. Is what they run on.
All right. And that's, we're talking refined gas, not the type of gas that comes straight out of the wellhead.
Yes, they would have. In the day,
is that
they
right?
would have ran on the wellhead
Okay.
gas. Yes.
All right then.
Now we run them on propane. But yes, they would have ran on the well gas whenever they were running.
Okay.
That's a 35, that's a 25 horse, 14 1/4 by 20 inch bore and stroke on that one. That one there is 12 inch by 20 bore and stroke on 25. This is a 10 horse Marion. It came over here from Perry, just west of here. Got it over at Drumright. Worked all his life around Perry, didn't come to Drumright. Took me years to get that one bought. It's a 10 horse Marion. It would have ran maybe a small rod line or maybe a single pump, or I think it actually ran a water pump to get rid of the wastewater.
Yeah.
That's a 10 horse Marion. This stuff here, these pistons and stuff was for the engine outside, a Hope.
All right.
That came out of Muskogee came out of a cottonseed mill processing plant where they take cotton seeds and get the cottonseed oil and stuff out of them.
Right.
That's what that engine was. It weighs 80-some thousand. Those are 19-inch bore. I think the strokes on about 20 inches.
Wow.
The piston rod weighs 800 pounds or so. A whole cylinder, with the cylinder, the piston, and the rod, were 4,200 or 4,300 pounds.
Wow.
For that there. And there's the big bearings back there. Been a long-term project. We're working on it.
Those pistons are the size of what you see in engines in ocean going.
Yes, it would. It would be like, big power plants, ocean liners, and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Engines, it's just class E engines. These are other guys up here, these little engines here. These are just regular hit-miss engines.
Okay.
The air compressor, I got that out of Joplin. It came out of the mines in Joplin. The guy couldn't get it running, so he's going to scrap it. But we use it around here. It's a 1928 Ingersoll Rand.
Oh, okay.
We use that to start these engines.
When I saw the hose on the tank back there, at first I thought it was like a gas burner.
No, it's
a compressor.
It's an air compressor, piston type air compressor.
Okay.
It's got a walker saw engine in it. This I can't tell you much. It's a Twin City engine. I don't own this. I don't know much about it, but it's a Twin City. Came out of a big ditching machine. This engine came out of a big ditching machine.
Wow.
This is a Bruce and West. This came out of downtown Tulsa. There was a big ice plant downtown there. The building's still there. We pulled 4 of these out of there in 1989. Pulled 4 of them out. We got one here. One went to Winfield, Kansas. One went to Texas, and another one ended up eventually up in western Kansas.
I see.
2 of them are running now. One in Texas and this one. Did a lot of work on this. They pull big pneumonia compressors in ice plant.
Oh, wow.
Is what that pulled. That was real nice. It was real interesting engine. Pistons travel together. Both pistons are going up and down at the same time, but they fire 180. Dual ignition, air start, natural gas.
Okay.
They would ran off city gas back then. We run them on propane.
Okay.
Yeah, they're real nice, smooth running engines. 65 horse, 326 RPM.
I can't imagine something that large producing only 65
they
horsepower.
ran them hard. In summertime, those things were running full bore all day long. All night.
Right.
They had 4 of them, and they had 2 big 4-cylinders. Run them hard as they could run them.
I'll say.
And, this is a Fairbanks Morse air compressor, 1906, 1907 vintage. I got this standard locally here south of here where I live, but it originally came out of Colorado, out of the mines in Colorado. It was up on a mountain. A friend of mine I got it off the mountains in the 60s, took it off in pieces, hauled it back with an international pickup.
Wow.
Took it all apart and hauled it down and never did put it back together, put it in no semi-trailer. And he was always going to put it back together, and he got sick, and I was able to, he let me buy it. And he kept telling me it was all there, and I had to figure all of it out. We did.
Yeah.
And my friend Steve over there, him and I own it together. We built this cart. This cart was not part of it. We built the cart, we built the radiator, all this stuff, but it's an air compressor that's used in the mine to run drills, maybe mining hoist, just whatever they need for air.
That's what I suspected. I wasn't sure if I caught it beforehand. But
Yeah.
Yes, a mine
It was for
compressor for moving air into the mines.
Moving air and to run their air tools. I'm sure they had air hammers and drills.
Oh yes,
And
yeah.
that's what it's running. It's a
yeah.
very unique engine. There's another one or two around, but none of them run. Very unique. It's what they call an N Fairbanks, which was a very nice, high desirable, very good engine in its day.
Yeah.
But this one here, you see a lot of these engines were used on the farm, but this one's got that air cylinder, which makes it special. All that other cylinder back there is the air.
Okay.
Air, and all this is your unloading mechanism. It's all mechanical unloading mechanism and everything. So,
Wow.
yeah, Fairbanks made a lot of different things for different applications. They made some with winches. There's some round big winches on the back of them.
Right. And I've explored some mines in the Rockies and the Sierra Nevadas. And just to imagine to get a piece of equipment this large and heavy up into some of those areas.
Yeah, he put that.
Incredible.
He had put that in his pickup, and he had an old international pickup with a winch on the front, and it was so steep he had to winch himself up and down. He couldn't drive it. He had to winch himself tied to trees, and he did that to get these things down. And luckily, he was right. He died on me before I got it bought. And before we could get it out of there, so we'll get it loaded, but he got sick, and I had to wait till after he died and the state got settled to get the thing. He was right, it was all in there.
Yeah.
There was this metal box, there was a box in there, and it had a lock on it. Metal box had padlock, and had all this small stuff. It was
That's
all in
great.
there.
That's great.
And, then we had to figure out how to put it together. And it was a challenge, getting all this word work and all
Oh, I can imagine.
and everything. So, but it's really a nice piece. It's a little.
It's very
scary
impressive.
sometimes.
The only one I've ever seen.
Yeah, yeah. They started with matches or shotgun shells. I got that passed off right now, but it's got an air pump where you can start them with. Where you put a polar match in there, run up on compression, pump some air in there, have a little hand pump, and you hit that, light that match, and it would make it go. You wouldn't have to sit there and crank on it. It would automatically put it on compression and start rolling.
Wow.
And we sort of started that way now. We use air off that compressor, and we trip the igniter.
Okay.
Manually trip the igniter, and it just starts going, starts hitting.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a cool piece. Like I say, we built all the air. I had the air tank. We built all that. Built this cart and everything. I found that cart. Made all that. So,
Okay.
yeah, that's
All right. Well, thank you very much for sharing your knowledge and your memories even.
all righty. I'm going to go get ready for the parade now.
All right. Thank you, sir.